Caitlin Clark vs. Paige Bueckers, number 1 pick stats breakdown before long-awaited WNBA Duel. It was just last year there were intense discussions on who the college basketball GOAT is. As always, the competition was between Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. The two were once teammates on the U.S. women's basketball youth national team and faced off during their collegiate days at Iowa and UConn. The consensus then was that Bueckers is an all-around player while Clark is a better scorer and playmaker. And today, we break down the numbers to verify all the debates. Their intense battle in college days set up an intriguing clash when Bueckers stepped up in the W. The fans were met with disappointment during the first Wings vs. Fever matchup as Clark was ruled out last month on June 27 due to a left groin injury that sidelined her for 5 games. Despite 27 points from Bueckers, the Fever were able to withstand the Wings' comeback and win 94-86 in front of a packed crowd at American Airlines Center. The coming game will mark the first time we'll see Paige Bueckers and Caitlin Clark on the same floor since their record-breaking Final Four matchup in 2024, when Clark led Iowa to a 71-69 win over Bueckers and UConn. Bueckers is much better equipped this time and will have learned from her mistakes. The Wings are inconsistent despite having the best draft pick, while the Fever are inconsistent with a 0.500%, making this matchup much more interesting. The comparison between the two has continued in the WNBA as Bueckers has broken numerous Clark records, which she made during her rookie season. She recently became the fastest player in league history to reach 200 points and 50 assists, doing so in 11 games, 1 game quicker than Clark. That same game, she became the first player in league history to record 25-plus points, 5-plus assists, 2-plus steals, and 2-plus blocks with no turnovers. Let's look at the raw numbers comparing the 2 point guards. Bueckers is only 16 games into her rookie season, so how did Clark fare as compared to Bueckers in her initial 16 games as a pro? Bueckers is playing more because of the difference between the 2024 Indiana Fever and the 2025 Dallas Wings. The 2024 Indiana Fever already had a stable side with 2023 number 1 pick Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell as compared to Wings, who are almost completely starting over. Bueckers has carried the brunt of the scoring for the Wings while Clark shared that with Boston and Mitchell in her rookie season. And Clark's turnover woes are well known. She had 10 in her first game as a pro, which set the record for the most turnovers in a game. She has repeated that multiple times since. Clark is the better creator, which is consistent with the comparison in college. However, for more context, let's compare the averages between Clark's entire rookie season to Bueckers' performance so far. Knew that it would. What separates Bueckers from many of her peers is her ability to make the difficult look effortless. Whether she's gliding into the paint and pulling up for her signature mid-range jumper or delivering sharp, timely passes, her calm control inspires confidence in her teammates. Veteran guard Eriko Gunbowl has singled out Bueckers' mid-range game as a defining trait, one that will ensure her longevity and success in the WNBA. That consistency and poise are not lost on Clark, who understands just how dangerous Bueckers can be, not just in highlight moments, but in the subtleties of the game that only the sharpest players master. As fans and critics continue to draw comparisons between Clark and Bueckers, their matchup represents more than just a game. It signals the beginning of a defining rivalry for this generation. Today marks a pivotal moment for the league, one that could ignite a decade-long narrative between two of the sport's brightest stars. With it comes the promise of increased viewership, a growing fan base, and a significant boost to the continued rise of women's basketball. Well, Clark picked up after a poor start last year. She had 10 games with double-digit assists in the second half of the 2024 season, including the 19-assist game against Dallas. Bueckers is yet to explode like that, but could follow her footsteps and come into her own in the later part of the season. The team is also performing better as the games go on, which will only positively impact Bueckers. She has been a reliable outlet for Wings, and while the chances remain slim, she could lead Dallas to the playoffs just like Clark led Fever last year. Let's put those numbers side by side with Clark's 2025 numbers. Clark has had an injury-prone 2025 season, while Bueckers has had her stops and starts but no major injuries like Clark. The trend continues here as Clark is clearly the better creator and ball-heavy while shooting more threes. Her tendency to shoot more threes brings her three-point percentage down, but she has been poorer from beyond the arc in recent weeks. One thing that surprises her is that Clark has fewer free throws attempted, as she is in the thick of more physical plays than Bueckers. Bueckers and Clark offer contrasting strengths, each excelling in different facets of the game. What stands out to Clark in Paige Bueckers' game? Despite the fan-driven rivalry, Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers share mutual respect rather than animosity. The competitive edge between them is purely professional, grounded in years of overlapping journeys through youth basketball, college, and now the WNBA. Clark has praised Bueckers' game on multiple occasions, while Bueckers has acknowledged that early comparisons between the two used to bother her. Over time, however, she has learned to embrace her own path and shut out the noise. As they prepare to face off once again, Clark took the opportunity to publicly admire Bueckers' growth and game. "I feel like she has played in the same manner that she has since when we were on the Team USA U16 team together, U19 team together. Whether it's me watching her in AAU, she has always just been smooth," Clark said, highlighting Bueckers' long-standing poise and style. Their history runs deep. From teammates on national squads to opponents in major college matchups, Clark and Bueckers have essentially grown up competing side by side. They are the same age and would have entered the same WNBA draft class had it not been for Bueckers' ACL injuries, which delayed her debut. Their familiarity with each other's tendencies, strengths, and habits adds another layer of intrigue to their WNBA matchup. Clark elaborated further, praising Bueckers' high basketball IQ and polished offensive skill set. "She takes what the game gives her, her mid-die has always been as nice as it has been this year. She just plays way older than she is. She's confident, she's smooth, she just does everything at a high level. She can score from all three levels. And that's how she's always played. That's obviously translated really well. And everybody